For Christmas, one of the things I got was a book of 20th century speeches, and it's very good. You can just dip into it, and each speech is only a few pages long. One of the speeches is Theodore Roosevelt in April 1906 on the occasion of the laying of the cornerstone of the office building at the House of Representatives, and it's about the men with the muckrakes. And it says, if you spend all your time just delving into what's bad in the world and poverty and death and corruption, things like this, there's a danger that you see nothing else. And he says it's right to point out things that are wrong, but you must do it honestly. And if you exaggerate and make people out to be worse than they are, it makes you could be as worse than them, more dangerous than them. And I think that's very good advice. Apart from anything else, if I constantly are just going on the same theme, people will say, well, there's no point listening to Tony, I know what he's going to say. And the other thing is, I think you've got to try to be optimistic. Even if you can see lots of bad things, you've always got to be trying to think of something positive that you can do about it. So, with all that in mind, I'd like to talk about what Condoleezza Rice said this week in her interview with the Jerusalem Post. Anyone who's seen many of my videos will know that my politics are definitely of the left. So if I was American, I would definitely be a Democrat. But even so, I think sometimes you've just got to try to see the good in people and believe that there are honest, decent people who go into politics for all the right reasons from both sides. I certainly know that that's true in Britain. I can think of politicians of the right who I respect, and I try to see good in Condoleezza Rice, and I do have a great deal of respect for her. This week she has said to the Jerusalem Post that she's unhappy about some of the housing in East Jerusalem. She says that there's one housing development in particular that is seen as a settlement, and the US opposes. And if the US opposes it, you can take it as read that the whole world opposes it, because America is much closer to Israel than anyone else in the world, and time again the rest of the world condemns Israel, and the United States are the only country to take their side. The issue of housing developments, if people don't realise this, is that if there's ever going to be a Palestinian state, the problem with Israel building illegal housing developments, because it is illegal, or the West Bank is not part of Israel at all, never has been, never will be, or never will be, we'll see. But Israel are building housing developments there, and then presumably they will then build the security wall around them to protect these developments. And what that means is that the state of Palestine, Bethlehem will be part of Palestine, Ramallah will be part of Palestine, East Jerusalem will be part of Palestine, but someone living in Bethlehem with family in Ramallah will not be able to travel to there, because they will have to go through what is presumably going to be part of Israel to get there, and Israel will not give them permits. So it is vitally important that Israel does not build any more housing developments on the West Bank, because if they do so, the eventual Palestinian state will not be viable. It won't be a state in a recognised sense. It will just be a number of Bantustans, or whatever the word is. So I appreciate Condoleezza Rice for making that statement. She also said that the way that the Palestinians are being treated reminds her of the way blacks were treated in America when she was growing up in Birmingham in the 60s. That's greatly shocked the Israelis, but I will put the details of a website in the description here, and people will be able to make up their own minds as to whether or not what she said was fair. And this is not a Palestinian site, this is the Israeli Information Center for Human Rights in the occupied territories. So you will have Israelis there saying that what is happening in the West Bank is wrong. That'll do for now.